Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and to another Transformers review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Fight Super Mech Life versus Head Warrior Cool One, Crocodile. They're getting longer. I don't know why they're all Head Warrior Cool One. You can't see that from there. Cool One. I don't know. Anyway, this is MFT's version of Skull, or Skullcruncher if you prefer the westernized name. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. I do quite like him. He's he's neat. He's a Legends class figure. Or if you've seen my Brainwave video, he's more sort of today's Transformers Deluxe class. So yeah, he's pretty big. So let's have a look what he comes with, and as you can see he does come with instruction sheets, and yes, I did say sheets because you get two. You get sort of a part one where you get like a nice picture, and then you get a second one which also has it's got some nice pictures there of this one. And then on this side you get the Optimus version, which is to look like that episode that I can't remember off the top of my head, where Prime got cut up into pieces by the Constructicons and made into all different stuff. And this is the torso bit that was an alligator, which I think they've pulled off really well. And as I say, I do have it. I will be reviewing it, but I wanted to do this one first. So it has those. He comes with a tail sword, which is pretty cool, all done in pink. Looks quite nice. He comes with this gun in the same colour as the sword, and you'll see why in a short while. But that's that one. He also comes with the exact same piece I've just knocked out of shot in silver. So if you prefer to have him wielding a silver gun rather than a pink one, there's a bit of fluff on there, then you can use this one. It's quite nicely done in silver. It's just painted in silver. Presumably it's the same colour as this underneath. One day I might find out if it all rubs off. So you have that, and then he comes with this piece, and yes, there is a little bit of parts forming involved, but I mean, does anybody really worry about parts forming anymore? I mean, I don't. For the price of these things, I'm not worried about a little bit of parts forming personally. So those are what he comes with, and we will come back to those shortly. But let us have a look at the figure himself, and oh yes, and yes again. He looks fantastic. Again, MFT and their cartoon accuracy. I just love it. I really do. I love it. We'll take a closer look at that head sculpt shortly, but let's have a look at the rest of the figure. He is mainly just green, white and pink, which is fine by me because that's the colour. But he does have a few painted parts, and where it is painted, it's painted nicely. You can flip this piece down and you get the tech specs. There's nothing that like activates them. They're just there. They're just painted on, but I don't mind. It looks quite good. Would maybe be nice to have I don't know. I was going to say it'd be nice to have a sticker sheet to put here, but I mean it's so tiny. It's it's inconsequential really. I will be putting a Destron symbol on him somewhere. But yeah, it looks pretty good. All the colours are really nice and bright. It's got some nice silver, and there's a little bit of gunmetal grey there, and there's that region. Yeah, it's really nicely detailed. It does have the croc head hanging off the back, but of course it does. You see the croc feet there. Actually, I'm not sure if he's a crocodile or an alligator. Let's have a look at that. And that's a bit more alligator, isn't it? So let's go with alligator. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. I really like him. And you can get him to hold any of these weapons. So he can hold the sword, and And you can have him with... Oh, no, don't want to do that. Not just yet, Skull. Not just yet. Okay. Okay. He's playing silly buggers now. Look, doesn't want to hold this one. You don't want that one. Okay, do you want the silver one? Should we try the silver one? There we go. There we go. Yeah, you can hold those weapons. That's yeah, it is good. I like a lot. Right, so articulation wise, he's off again. Articulation wise, we'll start out again. The head, well, it can rotate. It's not. It's just sort of pegged in, so you just get a little plate that it rotates on. So you can't really do more than that. But again, I'm fine with that. Arms go all the way around. There is this joint here, which is mainly for transformation, but you know, you can use it if you want to. So it's there. It goes up and down. So if you want him to have his shoulders higher up, you can. Or if you want them lower down, again, you can. He does have this bicep rotation. A little over 90 degrees there at the elbow. He also does have another rotational joint just below the elbow, which is to help with his alt mode. It's not really articulation, it's part of the transformation, but if you wanted to move the hand up and down, you could do. So, let me get that back in. Waist rotation. The legs can go out that far. Back that far. That far. Out to the side. It does have thigh rotation. You can get the legs, or the knees rather, to go to there. But if you wanted to, and you didn't mind having the alligator feet on the outside, you can have that go all the way up, because that's there for transformation. But it's not meant to. You're meant to leave that in there. And then his little toes are on a ball joint, so you can move them to anywhere you would like. It does kind of hinder the standing though, but you can wiggle these feet about at the back. So if you want to give him a sort of a wider stance, if you fiddle around with the alligator feet, you can kind of get him to stand a bit wider. No, you get a general idea. So yeah, he's well articulated. Again, I like that about MFT figures. They are quite well articulated. So if I can get him to stand up, because I fiddled with the gator feet. Now he doesn't want to stand up. They're supposed to sort of act as what do you call them? Heel spikes, or whatever you want to call them. But you can't really. You could probably do it that way, and it would be a bit more effective. But the instructions say that you're supposed to have them that way round. You could muck about with them a wee bit, get them to work a bit better. At the minute he's sort of leaning backwards. So stability is it's not great, but as I said, you can fiddle around with that. You'd have more time at home than I've got for this video. So right, let me just pop his head off, and we'll take a closer look at that before we get to the transformation. And yeah, again, really nicely painted. He's got a lovely shiny visor there, and his lower face is painted in gold, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Just transforming him out, I mean, he just folds up. He's like an original headmaster. He's basically the exact same design as an original headmaster, which I also like. And yeah, that face is they've got some paint on it, so I'm quite impressed given how small it is. You can see there he's mainly just sort of, you know, green and grey plastic, but again, that's fine. I will show this like I showed it in the brainstorm video. That's a mini-mate head, so you get a general idea of how small these little chaps are, and they are very, very small. But it's all good. It's all good. Right, so let us get to the transformation. Let me get him situated in the middle there, and we will start the transformation. Right, so we'll start at the legs and we'll work our way up. Move the head out of the way a bit. So you're going to come down to the feet here and you're just going to rotate these on the ball joint and turn them this way in. Like so. And come round to the back, and you've already seen me do this the once, but you just want to rotate these legs out. Now, I will quickly say that when I got this, and it's the same with the Optimus one, the legs were the other way up, and they were a heck of a job to get out without popping the ball off, or the foot off the ball, I should say. So just, if you get one of these, be aware that it might come mistransformed with the legs the other way up, and it's a right bugger to get back out. But anyway, it's the right way up now, so you just rotate that out. And you do have to be careful because it does catch a little bit. There's not really very much clearance going on there. So, like so, and again on the other side, like so. And then you're just going to clip these two together with that large clip there. And as you do that, you're going to make sure that this comes together here. It just goes slightly over there, you see, so you just need to do that. And then, as you can see, there's a couple of tabs there. They're going to go into a couple of slots just there, so just fold that over. And that should just tab in there. I think that's in. And then you will need to rotate the legs, rotate the foot, so it's like that. Oops. This is an issue with this figure. I'll get to that in a minute though. So you should be like that, and then you're going to come to the top here, and you're just going to flip open these little panels on the hands, and you can see there's a wee tab there that just goes into a slot there, but I'm going to just fold that over like so, and you're going to leave that open, and do the same on the other side. That. You should get the hands tend to stick out slightly at the bottom. That seems to have been by design. I don't think you can flip those back. No, you can't flip those back. Then you're going to just rotate these shoulders upwards and inwards like so, and as you can see now, you've got two holes here and two pegs here that are going to go in. Just 1 second. Sorry about that. And you're just going to bring that over, and you might need to just sort of wiggle it around a bit so they line up correctly. And then you're just going to push that in like so. And then it's just a matter of rotating the arms, or the front legs, or whatever you want to call them. You can move them down on this joint also, just so they get into the right place. So you have that to there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take these three pieces. So you've got this tail sword piece, this piece of armour, and this gun, and you're going to put all these pieces together. So this piece connects onto here. You can see you've got some slots there and you've got some tabs there. That's just going to slide in there like that. And then this piece is going to go that way. So that post is going to go into that hole. Like so. And then that whole assembly then just goes onto there with that hole. That'll go onto that peg there. And that is the alt mode, which I think looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. I really like the way that looks. He's the right colour. Yeah, he looks really good. I like how long he is as well. I will say that the transformation isn't massively dissimilar from the Titans Returned one from a few years back, but I mean, there's only so many ways you can transform one of these sort of alligator crocodilian type figures, so they're all going to be pretty similar, I imagine. But yeah, he looks really good. Let's have a look at his mush. It's got a beautifully metallic eye there, really deep, rich red. looks great. But again, it's all just, there's no paint on it, it's just coloured plastic. But again, I'm fine with that, because with figures like this, you know, paint rubs, doesn't it, at the end of the day? So I'm fine with plastic, coloured plastic. That's definitely the way to go. So it doesn't really have a great deal of paint on him overall, but there's nothing really in this mode. Everything you've seen painted, you've seen. But yeah, it goes all the way down there. So articulation wise, this, I don't know why they keep doing this. This bothers me somewhat, and it shouldn't do, because I'm sure a lot of people would love this, but crocodilians can't move their heads. This is all fused. So having an articulated head, no, it's anatomically incorrect. But from an action figure point of view, then you know you get a good range. You can look up and you can look side to side and you can look down. I'm sure he did this in the show. I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched it. But yeah, I'm sure he did this in the show. So it's probably accurate to the cartoon. It's just not accurate to the actual animal. But you can open and close the jaws. So it's got quite a wide bite there. He can definitely get somebody in there if he wants to. You've got the same articulation in the front legs as you had in the arms. So, you know, just rotations, joints there and that bit there. This is the issue I have. This is pretty much my only issue with this figure. The pin that holds this flap in place is quite loose, so it's very easy to move this out. And I have to say, it's the same on the Optimus one, because it's the same mould, so you get that same issue, sadly. I do have a trick for that. It's on the channel. It's under my Perceptor's Laboratory part of the channel. It's some wood varnish that I found here in the UK that works wonders on tightening these pins up. So yeah, I will put some of that on there, and that should hopefully ease that issue. But carrying on with the articulation, this leg is on a ball joint, so you can move it. This is very stiff, actually. The ball joints on these are very stiff here, and it is pinned here and here, so you get some rotation. It doesn't look very natural if you do that. Kind of looks a bit weird. Not entirely sure why they even bothered with that, but they did, so it's there if you want to use it. And the rear foot is on a hinge here and is ball jointed. So yeah, and if you wanted to, you can move the tail ever so slightly either side, but that's gonna pop that off then. But it's, you know, it's doable. So yeah, overall, he's pretty well articulated in his beast mode, and he does look really good. As a comparison, I didn't do it in the robot mode because I forgot again. Here's Brainstorm, also from MFT, from my previous video. So you can see he's quite big. I mean, obviously, you know, we don't talk about size, do we, in Transformers? But you know, you get a rough idea. And finally, I'm just knocked something off the floor onto the floor again. Finally, you can store the Headmaster in this piece here, but this is an absolute sod to try and get open. See if I can do this without a tool. No, it's not going to work. Hold on. Let me. I'm just going to have to use my knife just to get a little. There we go. It is really awkward to get that open, but you can see there's a good amount of space in there, and this is actually better than Brainstorm. You get a lot more space in there, so you can actually sit Skull in there, rather than just dumping him in there in head mode. So it will go in. He's gone in a bit of an angle, but you get the idea. It'll fit in there, and you can close that back down. So yeah, overall, he's pretty cool. I really like him. I honestly think he's a lot better than the Titans Returns version, and I've got like 2 versions of that already, because I thought it was pretty good when it came out, but this is definitely an improvement, and it's not massively dissimilar in size either. So yeah, looks really good in both modes. Well happy with it. I do have the Optimus one. I'll be doing a review on that one as well. But until then, as always, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.